Hey, it's BT with the BT MotoGP Argentina review. Whew, that was hard to say. Anyway, tongue twister, baby. Anyway, we're going to call this the GP the Christmas GP because everybody got a gift. It was almost like an Oprah show, like you get a gift and you get a gift. And Powie, you get a gift. And Rossi, you get a gift. Everybody got a gift. Let's get down to it. First of all, Moto 3. I've always talked about Moto 3. I'm not going to say anything else. All I got to say is, watching a newcomer win a race, was that not the greatest? Powie from Malaysia, the Malaysian rider, Powie, rookie kid, he wins by almost over 30 seconds. That was unbelievable. Good for him. Good for the Malaysians. I think it's awesome. When Japan comes, man, that's going to be a great GP. It's going to be packed like it always is. But now you got a local rider. I thought it was great. Almost 30 seconds by a rookie. That was unbelievable. And honestly, maybe it was just me. If you guys have the MotoGP package, like the internet, I mean the video pass, but wasn't it weird? Did anybody from the start you were like, okay, who's Powie? And you're going, okay, is that Powie? But it was actually Nordin, and then it's Olivia Lloyd, but okay, where's Powie? And then Powie came out of nowhere. It was like I was watching the race. I was focused watching the race, but it was like the camera and the director were on a different page. Anyway, I thought it was a great GP for the Moto 3 guys. You feel for Nordin, you feel for the last turn, and he was going to give it to Jorge Navarro, and he high-sides it. Man, you got to love the kid. He pushed it in. Man, props to that kid. Props to Jorge Navarro and Brad Binder. You got the Christmas gift of the Argentina GP. Brad Binder is he's underneath the radar. I could see him win the championship, but he's staying consistent, which is what you got to do. But he's got to win races. Honestly, I think all things being equal, you got to look at Bastianini and Antonelli and the Italians are there, man. The Italians are there. But Jorge Navarro, is that the scariest looking kid? Jorge Navarro, he scares me. He's like what Maverick Vinales was when he was 15. For some reason, he just scares me. He never smiles. He's always like something like, The kid scares me. He's like a horror movie kid, like, But I thought it was a great GP for Moto 3. Congratulations to the guys. Let's see. Livio Loy is weird. Livio Loy is like, if he was able to race by himself, nobody else on the track, he would win. Like, if nobody was there, Livio Loy is perfect. And as long as he's not in a pack, he's great. But you sprinkle some rain or some people around him, and Livio Loy's like, So it's weird. Like, he didn't, I don't know. I think I can see Livio Loy winning a race if he gets out in front, but if he's in a pack, he's done. But props to him. He tried. He held on as long as he could. But anyway, Moto 3 is great. It's just I don't know who's going to win it. I think Binder is the favorite for now, but watch the Italians. I thought it was a great race. Props to Powie, man. You got to love a kid named Powie. You got to love that, man. Love it. Anyway, good for him. Good for the Asians, and the Malaysians. Moto 2. And the gift of Moto 2 goes to Jonas Folger. Morbidelli, I don't know what happened. That was a scary low side. It was scary because he just low sided but stayed in the racing groove. Scary race, but Johan Tight Shoes Zarco, you gotta love that dude, man. What he did, perfect race. You gotta love what he did. I loved it. I think it was great race by him. Rins is weird. Rins is like, he's not starting off like like the season favorite like he's supposed to be. But he found his groove in the mid part of the race. It was like he was like scared at first, and he's like, hey, this ain't so bad. And he actually ran the fastest race of anybody, but by then it was too late. So he got a good fourth place by Rins. Great race by Johan Zarco. And I like the backflip. He's back with the backflip. I love it. He was a little loosey-goosey at first, but it was great with the backflip. I loved it. Good for him. Moto 2 is getting good now again. I like watching Moto 2 now. The last two races were great. And props to Dominic Agurto. I love that kid. He's finally back. I think he's come to grips with the new chassis he's on. He likes it. Sam Lowe's. Good for Sam Lowe's. I like Sam. Sam went too wide in one turn. He never got it back, but it's good. It's good for Great Britain. Good for him. In the Moto 2, there was like 7 different nationalities in the first 8. Yeah, it had to be. It couldn't be 7 in the first 5. But it was like different nationalities in the first 5, and I loved it. You had the Italian, you had the Spaniard, you have the Frenchman, the German. It was just beautiful to watch different people, man. I loved it. And Franco Morbidelli, when he gets everything righted, he's going to be in the hunt for the championship. Alex, but Mark VDS had the worst weekend of anybody. Mark VDS is like, what do we got to do to stay in a race? Marquez went out. Morbidelli went out. Miller went out. It's like, did they step on a rabbit? I mean, they step on a goat or old Indian burial ground? I mean, what? I don't know. Did they kick an old lady? I don't know what happened. Mark VDS, hopefully they'll do better in Austin, Texas. But anyway, what we want to see, MotoGP, was that not a great weekend? Honestly, first of all, I'm going to call Jorge Lorenzo Elvis because he gets all shook up when it comes to, like, if it's not perfect, if it's not the perfect weekend, Lorenzo gets shook. He really does. Like, if everything's perfect, if the sun is shining, there's no wind, and he's like, it's perfect, then he'll win. But from the first practice, when something wasn't right, he was done. And that's what for some reason, he can't get over that mental block of a bad first practice. If you watch him, if everything's perfect, the first practice, he's good. After that, you knew it was going to be that kind of weekend for him. And then when it rained, I go, oh, it's done. Now, I'm watching the race on a delay. I didn't watch it live. I had to watch it on a delay because I'm working. As you can tell by my surroundings, I'm in jail. No, but kind of. But anyway, it's a long story. Anyway, so I can't watch it live. So, but when I heard the reports, I looked at Twitter and I said it's raining. I go, Jorge is done. When it rains, it's done. Rossi and Marquez, they're the only guys that honestly, you could have an ISIS attack. And you can have spiders and snakes running across the racetrack with 2 minutes before the race, and they'll still be like, bring it. Where Jorge's like, is that sprinkles? Is that sprinkles? It's sprinkles. My collarbone. And you knew it was going to happen. He kept dropping like a rock, and then he crashed. And the way he low-sided, and after that he was kind of like, Like, I don't really think he wanted to start the bike. I really didn't. I think I saw a piece fly off, but I think he was like, we'll just go to Austin. And he had that kind of mentality about him where he was done. Like, I don't know what it was. He dropped like a rock, and then he low-sided, and then he was like, it's over. But the whole race, I thought, honestly, it was a weird race. Man, props to Scott Redding, man. That was a scary thing. His tire just fell apart. Mind you of Phillip Island. I thought it was weird. Anyway, I don't know, just a little bit of a weird GP, but I liked it. If they didn't have to come in and change bikes, which was mandatory, Rossi might would have won that race. But hey, man, if ifs and buts were prizes, we'd all have a good Christmas. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but that's what it was like. So I thought it was a good GP. Honestly, I thought it was great watching Marquez win. The kid is back, a little more mature. By the time, in about 3 years, I think Marquez is going to be even better in 3 years than he is now. He's maturing now, but in about 2 or 3 years, he's going to be even better because if you watch, I think Qatar was a great example of him going, okay, I'll settle for a podium instead of going in for the win. It may be bad for us, and we want to see the battle, but it's better for him in the long run, which is brilliant. He raced a great race. Rossi raced a great race. I thought he was better before the break. I don't know what happened after the break. He had that second bike sucked ass, but the first bike he passed Marquez. He was looking good, and I don't know what happened, but I thought it was kind of funny that Marquez slipped on the podium, which I thought was great. He crashed on the podium. That's Marquez. You talk about win it or bin it. He crashed on the podium. Who crashes on the podium? Which I thought was great, and it's great how Rossi and Marquez don't even look at each other. Like he just fell, and Rossi was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like honestly, I really believe if Marquez was in a boat and it was sinking, and Rossi was rowing by, and Marquez was like, and Rossi was like, I don't see nothing, and he would just keep on rowing. It's kind of nasty. It's too bad, but anyway, again, Vinales was there for Rossi was right for the taking. Vinales was there. He low-sided, which means he's still got a little bit of ways to go. He's still got to get over that hump. Until he gets a podium, he's not gonna be over that hump yet. Vinales and Rins are right there. For like they need to take that little step, and I think they're there. For Vinales, he's gonna have to get a podium, and he's gonna have to outduel one of the aliens. He's gonna have to outduel either Rossi, Lorenzo, or Pedrosa, and then he'll be one of the aliens for sure. Right now, he's at the cusp. So good for Vinales. I hated watching him slide out, but I'm glad he's okay. I thought it was great watching Crutchlow and Alicia Spargo sprint to their bikes. I thought that was kind of funny. They had to be laughing underneath their helmets. They had to be, or at least afterwards. I thought that was great. And Iannone, oh, mamma mia. Mamma mia, era pazzi. I don't know what he was thinking, but I would have loved. The cameras didn't even go in that Ducati garage, which I wish they would have. Oh my God, that was just insane what he did. Andreas Andrea Iannone is 2012 Marc Marquez. That's what he is. Remember Marquez ran to Lorenzo, I think it had a rep. He ran into him like a bull. Remember he broke too late and he ran into him, then he won the race and Lorenzo was mad. That's what Iannone is. Iannone is 2012 Marc Marquez with a little bit of Simoncelli in there. He's Crazy Joe, man. But that was just insane. And Dobie deserved better than that. Dobie really deserved better. People talk about Dobie. People talk about Dobie not winning, but Dobie's consistent. I think that Ducati is going to bring him a win this year, and he deserves it. Dobie's a great racer, and I love the guy. But that was just insane what Crazy Joe did. He is just nuts right now. He literally is the maniac, and he's just crazy and wild. But he makes racing. But I didn't even think Rossi's mad at him. Rossi's kind of like, if you weren't my countryman, I'd give you the Marc Marquez treatment. So overall, I thought it was a crazy GP, but GP is just GP. I mean, I rail about how great Moto3 is, which it is, but when you just watch GP, it's a different kind of intensity. Like, I watch Moto3 like, oh boy, but GP, I'm like, you know, I know that was scary watching me do that. But anyway, this is going on way too long, but I just wanted to get this out there. I can't wait for Austin. It's going to be great. 2 weeks in a row, finally. I know you guys are like me. You geeked out to watch, to see what's going to happen. Marquez is undefeated in the United States. See if he can keep that streak going. I think he will. Overall, I give this GP, I give it an A, man. I give it A-. I liked it. I like the intangibles. When you throw, like I said, you throw it in the wet, Lorenzo's like a gremlin. He's like, oh, is that water? And he just freaks out. He gets all shook up like Elvis Presley. Anyway, I don't want to go through 12 minutes. It's going way too long. Thanks for watching. I'm BT with the MotoGP Argentina GP review. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Peace.